Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is your first time watching one of my videos. My name is Bridget, and today I really don't know where I'm gonna go with this look that I'm doing. We're still stuck in this quarantine from the coronavirus. So what I do want to use is the Carli Bybel Anastasia palette. This was her collaboration. It's a really pretty palette. I've used it a couple times. It is not, I would not say this is a beginner's palette. I don't think it is. If you're looking for something more beginner friendly, this is a palette I recently picked up a couple months ago. So I guess not too recent, but I dip into it almost every time I do my makeup. This is the Tati Beauty palette. And this is just a insanely gorgeous palette. So if you're a beginner, I would highly recommend this. So first thing I'm going to do is prep my eyelids, and I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. So typically I set my eyes with a setting powder, but today I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to set my lids with one of the shades in this palette. It's called Bare. It's this first shade right here. So I'm going to take Bare, and this is just a fluffy crease brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm just going to apply this. Actually, I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit. There we go. Same thing for the other eye. So I'm going to take the first shade here. It's called Cindy. It's this middle kind of peachy shade. And I'm gonna take this with a Sephora crease brush. It is the number 10. This is a very fluffy brush that I'm putting it on with, but I am just going to flatten it against my eyeball and push that top into my crease and just kind of do small kind of circular motions. I'm just gonna keep building it until it is the shade that I want it to be. You could totally do this with more of a defined brush too. I'm kind of just liking how it's giving off like this more, I don't want to say messy look, but a little bit more of a messy look, so. I'm liking the way that turned out. Thinking maybe I'll dabble into this Desi X Katy palette as well. So for the next shade, I'm actually going to be taking, I'm going to take Chai from, I'm going to try and stick to this palette. I keep going back and forth, but I'm going to try and stick to this palette. I'm going to take Chai, which is the shade right here, and I'm going to put that in my crease as well. And I'm taking this on a Morphe M573 brush. So as you can see, I'm applying it right into that outer corner, and I'm barely even applying pressure. Kind of sweeping down and then sweeping up in kind of like a V motion, and then slowly I'm going to drag it in. Now I'm going to take my Sephora crease brush, and I'm just going to further kind of blow out those shades. Okay, so next I want to dip into a couple different shades in here just to kind of deepen this look up a little bit. So I think I'm going to take the shade Steph and the shade Bowie up here. The darkest shade and this red shade in here. But I'm literally just going to very lightly tap into this shade. You can kind of see a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to turn my brush and put Bowie on the other side. So on the very outer corner, I'm going to apply these shades with the lightest touch. This is on the Bowie side. Now I turn the brush, so I'm getting both shades, going small circular motions. I start that lash line. So to blend these shades out, I'm going to take that brush that I used to apply Chai. I'm going to take the M573 brush, it's just that pointy crease brush, and I'm just going to take that very lightly on the outer corner, and I'm just doing circular motions, dragging it in a little bit just to kind of blend it all. You know, I'm actually thinking I want to warm this up a little bit more. Not warm it up, but more of like deepen it a little bit more. So I'm going to take like this rosy shade right here. I'm focusing that more into the outer crease here. Not taking it out too much, I'm actually bringing it in more. Okay. Again, I'm going to take that fluffy crease brush and just blend that out. Yeah, I think that looks good. For the face, I'm going to be using my Too Faced primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I usually use about 2 pumps of that. For foundation, I have been obsessed with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear foundation, so I'm going to be using that. I'm just gonna shake it up and put about 2 pumps on the back of my hand. I typically blend out this foundation with my beauty sponge, but today I'm going to use this. I've just been kind of switching back and forth just within the past few days of doing my makeup and just seeing which one I like better. I will say that this brush definitely gives it more of a natural application. It doesn't apply too much product where the sponge sometimes can. So, next going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer again. And I look like a crazy person, but I'm going to blend that out with my sponge, and I just kind of start out here and begin blending out. And back in. Blended, not blended. So I don't know about all of you guys, but I have dry skin during the winter. So what I'm using today helps with that. I was kind of hesitant to use this on my under eyes just because of the cooling effect that it has. But it didn't leave me looking creepy or anything underneath my eyes, so I am continuing to use it. It is the Becca Set and Refresh Powder. I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light Duo Ended Brush. Okay, so powdering is done. So I put that on my under eye first, just like this. I kind of stipple it into the skin. And that's it. So now I'm going to move on to bronzer. And for my bronzer, I like to actually use a more defined brush. This is different for some people. Typically, they'll use like a brush like this that they can get super close with. I'll show you in a second. One of these. I actually like to use one of these. But I have not tried one of these, so I was thinking for this video I could do one cheek with this and one cheek with this. So on this one I'm going to use this guy, the G6 brush, and I'm taking this with my Physicians Formula butter bronzer, and this is just in the shade bronzer. I know that they came out with a bunch of different shades, but I just use the original. So this is a trick that I tell all my friends. If you're not sure how to apply bronzer, is just make a fish face. Just taking this and pushing it into the skin. So when I say stipple, I mean push. So you're kind of just doing small little like bopping motions, and you're just pushing it into the skin. Okay. So I'm taking this brush now, I'm just swirling it in there. See how this works. Oh shoot, y'all, I meant like this. I like how lightly this applies it. It looks a lot more natural than this, and it kind of blends it out as I'm going. So I'm actually gonna take this and blend out what I got going on here. So, something I really do like this brush for, I'm gonna pick it up again, is my nose contour. Take it and just kind of go straight down. So when I do this craziness to myself, I typically take this brush, it's from Wet n Wild, and I just kind of take it and just blend it out. Always make sure you blend your ears and your neck. Okay. Face is almost done. I need to work on these eyebrows. So I am going to take my, see precisely my brow pencil, and I'm in the shade 4. So I just take the spoolie in and spoolie them out. Let me zoom you guys in. Typically start right at the bottom. I'm just going to do small hair-like strokes at the front to kind of fill that in more. Like that. The number one tip I can offer to people is that when you're doing your brows, no matter how you do your brows, make sure you are spooling through. You're stopping and you're spooling. I should stop now. Okay. So, I'm gonna skip back to the eyes. And I'm just gonna take that brush, that fluffy crease brush, the M573, and I'm just gonna lightly go over what we did earlier, just to kind of melt it all together. I usually always do this right after doing my concealer because I think my concealer blends some of it away. I am going to do my lower lash line. I'm actually gonna switch it up for this. I'm going to take my bronzer. I am just taking this on a small pencil brush and just blending it. Back and forth. And this is a M431 brush. It's just a small little detail brush. I'm just kind of dragging it out to connect with that crease shade. Okay, moving on. Forgot to do this with my brows, but this is something I do every time I do my brows, is apply a coat of Gimme Brow. Let's move on to lips. For lips today, I think I want to do something kind of neutralish, so I am going to go in with my, this is the NYX Professional, Lord, I don't know, it's the professional one though. I know they have another one, and this is not the wooden one. So this is in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. So I'm just applying this. Okay, I'm digging it. Very monochromatic look. For lipstick, this is the mini of a Tarte Rum Punch. Yeah. This is the Dose of Colors Can You Not lip gloss. So I'm going to take a blush shade to finish off this little look using the Morphe M4 brush, and I really can't hold this up because it's so damaged, but it matches the look perfectly. And this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush. I don't know the shade, but it's the Corally shade. I like to take my blush up a little bit just to kind of blend it into my entire face. And once again, I'm going to take my trusty dusty Wet n Wild brush. No, not what I wanted. And blend everything out. I just need some mascara. So I'm going to take the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara and apply that to my lashes. I'll give you guys another trick. If you're ever feeling like your mascara is too clumpy or whatever it may be, just take your spoolie from an eyebrow brush that you may have and just comb through. Okay, so I'm kind of liking the way that this look turned out. I did forget to apply a setting spray, but I usually use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Okay, my SD card keeps filling up, so I'm going to quickly end this video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.